I am a good man. But sometimes good men have to do bad things for the greater good. You understand that. But you see, it might not even be your fault. But we're way past that now. You and your daddy and his daddy before him, y'all have been a ball and chain on the ankle of these here people, keeping them all down. You and me were friends once, good friends even. But times have changed, and your time has come to an end. I would say I hate to see you go, but that would be a lie.
Well, so here's the deal. Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition is neither very helpful for running a rich, tactical, rules-based combat system, nor is it very helpful in storytelling and a heavy role-playing system, all right? My daddy told me when I was a kid, don't half-ass two things when you can whole-ass one thing. And that is exactly what 5th edition has been doing since its birth. And I'm here to tell you, if you want to play a tactical tabletop role-playing game focused on mechanics and combat and survival and big monster fights on battle mats and that sort of thing, all right? You got two options that actually do a good job. You got Shadow Dark. That's more survival-based, dungeon crawling, escaping traps, low health, very dangerous. Or you got the MCDM role-playing game project. Very cinematic-based, all right? All about big monster fights and that sort of thing. On a battle mat where it's all tactical, okay? But there's another way of playing tabletop role-playing games that you may not have access to when it comes to a system. And that is heavily role-playing. All about the story, the group storytelling. Thing is, you don't need any system for that. It's a psyop by Wizards of the Coast. And I'm here to bankrupt those guys. Alright? So here's the thing. I'm going to tell you everything you need to do this. It's very simple. The first thing you need to decide upon is dice. Okay? So dice are the fates of the game. They are the decision makers when it would be inappropriate for humans, for the players and the dungeon master or the game master to make the decision, right? So anytime a player says, "Hey, game master, I want to do this. I want to cast a spell. I want to fly this spaceship." And the game master then says, "All right, why don't you roll some dice and we'll see if you are or are not successful, or how successful you are in that endeavor." Okay? Very simple. So, to do this, you need to decide which dice system you're going to use. I'm going to give you two options. You can A, use the very popular D20. Okay? Now the D20 is great because it allows for more varied results in what happens in the story. Because a D20 is a linear system. It goes like this, which means all results on the D20 are equally as likely as any other result. So you could just as likely have a middling result as you would have an extreme positive or an extreme negative result. Your other option is 2d6. That is rolling two 6-sided dice. Now, what's great about the 2d6 system is it is a bell curve of odds. So 7 the middle number is the most likely to be rolled, with 12 and 2 being the least likely, right? So the 2d6 system is better if you want to have the average number rolled being more likely and having a less frequent rolling of extreme numbers. All right? All right, so the next thing you need to decide is the difficulty of the game, of the story. And very simply, you just do it with a health metric. That is, how healthy, how many health points do the player characters have? If you want, and you could, there's a long scale you can do. So if you want it to be a like modern investigator noir type of game, or you just want it to be real hardcore in general, you don't give them any health points. You don't worry about this mechanic at all. You just say when you get shot, when you get stabbed, you're dead, or you have to be taken to a hospital, whatever, right? So then you got your next level, where if you just want it to be kind of hardcore, you do something like 3 to 5 hit points. Just meaning they can get hit that many times before they go down, they die, however you want to roll it. And the third option is a heroic option, all right? Now this is something where you want the fights to go on for a long time, and you want them to be dramatic, where it takes a while to figure out who's going to win. And in these type of situations, you want to give the players a high number of HP, like 100 or something like that, so that the enemies can do anywhere between 1 to 20 damage in any given hit. It's really as simple as that. Decide on what kind of game you want to play, what kind of difficulty you want to put it on, and that's it. That's the next step. Now, there's only one more thing to discuss, and that is, that is characters. That is player characters, all right? Now, we want to design player characters that are interesting and fun to play while keeping it as simple as possible. So we don't need a gigantic character sheet with all kinds of skills and everything else, all confusing with all the numbers and everything. You don't need any numbers. All right? You can, but you don't have to. Okay? So, the first thing you're going to want to do is you want to figure out the character's abilities. I'm going to misspell it, I think. I don't know. I think there's 2 L's. Alright, so when it comes to abilities, you just want to decide, are they strong? Are they smart? Can they cast fireballs? Can they fly spaceships? Oh. Okay. You just want to write down what they're good at or what kind of unique powers they may have. And then you just take that into consideration when doing the storytelling. Make sure that whatever abilities you give them makes sense or is conducive for good storytelling. Don't just give players the ability to stop time, for example, or manipulate all matter with their mind. Things like that, don't do it. Makes it too difficult to tell stories. Or time travel, stuff like that. Keep it to super strength and fireballs and having stands. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, the next thing, let's erase this. Then you want to get their inventory. Inventory. Okay? Now, with inventory, it's really simple. What do they have on their person? What do they own? Whether it be guns, a spaceship, a wand, sword, armor, that sort of thing. write down what they have. Okay? Very simple. Then, after inventory, what we want is description. We want to know who this character is, where they're from, what their backstory might be. It doesn't have to be super interesting, but get a description of the character. What do they look like? And most importantly, remember this, what is their salience landscape? Now, I know this may sound like a big fancy word for some of you less intelligent folk, but salience landscape refers to what leaps out to this character as important. What do they find relevant in the world? All right? So, are they always thinking about money? Are they always thinking about sex? Or are they always thinking about honor? Or are they always thinking about serving others? Or are they always thinking about how they can protect others? You know, what do they fear? What do they seek in the world? This is their salience landscape. You want to know who the character is, and that is the best way that you will be able to roleplay them as a player. This is everything you could possibly need. These are all the necessities for playing a tabletop role-playing game. You don't need anything else. These systems here, they're a psyop. It's not necessary. This stuff that I've shown you is all you need. Take this, take it to your players, play some role-playing games, and have fun. And comment down below on this video when you have played with these rules, these simple sets of rules, and tell me how it went. Don't do just one, make sure to play a couple. Watch my other videos so you actually know how to fucking be a DM, alright? You know how to interact with your players, and you know how to think about them in the right way. And that's it. See you later.